Hello, beauties. Welcome to my channel podcast. I don't know what it is. At least here is where I'm going to tell my story. I've always been telling my story. Now I'm going to do it a little bit different. I am going to talk about my life experiences and how that link back into astrology. How I can prove astrology is real according to the life experiences that I had. Because everything, and it's for everybody, it's for everybody the same way, but I can relay life events I can link experiences of my life to transits, planetary transits in my chart. I didn't know that until, when did I started with astrology? 2023, I think. And that's when everything fell into place. When I saw my chart for the first time, I was like, I didn't understand it, but looking at it, I was like, okay, I seem to understand what's going on here, because everything of mine, all the planets are in the first house, and my Chiron is in the seventh house, opposite of the first house. And I saw all these red lines coming from Chiron, going to the first house, and I was like, this may explain the tug of war that's within me, that I always felt within me, like, but I didn't understand the signs, I didn't understand the houses, I didn't understand the degrees yet. So when I started diving into astrology and Googling, as everybody should do, Google your chart, and now you've got IA helping you, reading your chart for you. So, but do it yourself. It's more fun for doing it yourself, so you get to understand how astrology really works. But IA can certainly help you understand the different degrees, the houses and the planets and etc. But do your own study. But when I started Googling, everything started to fall into place. I started understanding everything. I started to understand my life. I started to understand myself better, because I started to realize there's nothing wrong with me. Because I always thought, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with me. I am just different. I am just different. I came from above. I'm an angel. It took me a long time to accept that it's still something that I'm like. But it explains a lot, because I couldn't understand this place. I just couldn't get a grip on it. Like, why are we treating each other like this? Why are we treating the earth like this? Why are we treating the other? I just couldn't understand. And people will claim they love you, or they're coming from love, but I was like, that's not love. I don't get it. And I always come from love. I always try to help. I always try to love, and I love unconditionally. But it seemed to be rejected, and I would be punished for it. I just couldn't seem to understand this realm. So when I started diving into my chart, everything became so clear for me. And my Chiron is in the seventh house of relationships. So intimate relationships, close relationships. And that's where I struggled the most. Within my relationships, my partners, I felt that they loved me, but on the other side, they tried to destroy me. I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand. And when we were in arguments, I would see in their eyes that they would be taken over by something. And I couldn't understand. And even though I'm not a Christian, I was raised Christian, we weren't really religious, but my mom and father are born Christians. We were raised Christian. And I didn't read Bible. I wasn't really into religion because I just knew it was like, nah, this is not the way, it's supposed to be. And I've always known God is within you. I've always known that. So I've always known, but I don't need no middle person to talk to God, to source. I know that. I don't know how I know, but I know it. And I would always ask difficult questions when we would go to church. I would always ask those questions that had them looking at me like, you know what, you better stay home. So, but when we would go to church and we would do Bible study and all those things, I would do listen because there is truth in the Bible. There's truth. Of course, there's truth in the Bible, but there's a lot of distortion also. Because they have to mix the fake with real, so you don't figure out what's real and what's fake. You feel it, you know. Yeah, at least I felt it. I knew it. But one thing that always stuck with me was that Jesus said, God is within you. What I can do, you can do it too. You don't need no middleman. And that we are not fighting men, we're fighting spiritual principalities. We're fighting, it's a spiritual war. And I've always known that because I've always felt that. I've always been under attack. My whole life. As far as I can remember, and I've got memories until I was from 3 years old, I was under attack. My voice was under attack. And looking at my chart, everything in Scorpio, in the first house of Aries, the self. Seeing what I see, knowing what I know. I understand why I was upsetting for a lot of adults. Because I can see behind the veil. I've got Saturn in my 12th house. So I see Saturn is this 3D reality. It's the rules and the regulations and everything. It's time. My Saturn is in the 12th house of disillusionment. Time, space, rules, everything dissolves for me. I see through it. I always said rules don't apply to me. I've always said that. But being able to see through the veil, seeing the distortion, seeing everything for what it really is, it was hard for me to fit in. I could never fit in because I would look at everybody and I would like, y'all don't see what I see. Y'all don't hear what I hear. You know this isn't right, right? But I was the only one seeing it. And everybody around me was going along with everything. So I would be thinking, maybe there's something wrong with me. Because they all seem to go along with it. They don't see that they're being lied to. They don't see the deception. I couldn't wrap my head around it. So I tried to fit in because I don't want to be sticking out. Even though I tried. I really tried. I just couldn't fit in. I just couldn't. I really tried. People around me will say, no, she didn't. But I really tried. But I'm still a Scorpio. Scorpio. So, hey, I don't mind being not liked. And my sun is in the 23 degree and there's an Aquarius degree. You are unique. You are different. So I tried to an extent. Let me be honest. I tried to an extent, but I also was like, nah, I don't want to go where y'all are going. I'm not doing that. I'm not being led to the slaughterhouse and just follow. I ain't no sheep. And that was the worst thing. That I just couldn't stand in church. You being the sheep, the cattle, like, nah. If anything, I'm the shepherd. I ain't no sheep. I ain't no cattle. And look at me. Do I look like cattle to you? Okay. Don't call me that. So that was the thing with me in religion and me in this realm. Period. I just couldn't understand it. I just couldn't fit in, and I accepted that. But I still tried to provide for myself within this realm, because how else am I going to survive? And I've always been running away from this, because when I started with astrology, I knew I had to, because I've done this healing. Healing is never ending. Let's not. But I'm at this point now that I know I'm sovereign. I know who I am. I know what I am capable of. And I know that this is me. No distortion, no manipulations, no lies, no distortions, none. I am the sovereign being. I am a multidimensional being having this human experience. I know. I know I'm not this body, even though it's a fine specimen. I chose a nice character, avatar, but to roam this realm. But I know all of that. I trust myself now, because the thing was, I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my intuition. I didn't trust source, God, universe, however you want to call it. Because your intuition, that's source guiding you. And I didn't trust it because I tried to follow. I tried to fit in. I know I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. I've always known that, but I tried to be of it. I don't try that anymore. Nah, 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 nah. I'm in this world. I am experiencing this realm the way I want to. I'm enjoying it the way I want to, but I know I'm not of it. I'm not attached to anything or anyone or whatever. If it's not bringing me joy, if it's not for my highest good and for all, I release it, I let it go. Attachment is what keeps us stuck in this realm. We get attached to things, people's, places, whatever. That's what we are here to release and remember who, what, and whose we are. You are a fractal of the divine. You are divinity experiencing itself through this vessel. In this realm, we're all one. We all, everything you see, everyone you see, comes from this one divine creator. And here in this 3D realm, where we experience density, where we experience duality, where we experience light and dark, looking at it, there's no good and bad. It just is. And it's for you to choose, because this is a game. This is Sims. This is the Hunger. This is all the movies. This is the Hunger Games. This is the Matrix. It's everything. They keep trying to tell us, but we, at least I'm not, because I was always looking at the movies and looking at the games and trying to explain to people like, we're in this game. We're in this game. And then Sims came out. And I was like, really? I said, this is it. We are Sims. And my family would look at me like, that girl's crazy. She's always been crazy. But I was trying to explain to them what I know. I didn't know how I knew it, but I just knew. And now that I realized that I came from above with all this, I was like, oh, that's how I knew. I just knew. I didn't know how I knew, but I just knew. And I would get information. I would get these downloads. The information would just come through me, like it's coming through me now. But now I'm just, but it's coming through me. And I didn't understand how until I started diving into astrology. Because I've always had my ancestors with me. I've always known. I don't know how I'm going to do this, because my life is one big testimony for the existence of the creator, source, God, however you want to call it, and for the fact that astrology is real. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to went from situation to situation, because also the thing, a car, I experienced them, and I knew that I attract karmic relationships, partners, but I also only attract karmic soulmates. I, as a Scorpio, I don't do flings, I don't do things, I don't merge bodies, I merge souls. So I don't do one night stands, I don't do quickies, I don't do short-term relationships. I have had 2 relationships in my life, and they were both 12 years. And about this, that's why I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I don't know what is this, an introduction to the series. I don't know. But I'm going to take you on this wild ride that I've been on until now. And I'm going to take these big moments in my life-changing moments, clearing moments, and break them down with the story and the astrology, so you can pick the link. I don't know, I don't even know, but that's what I'm going to do, because everything is just linked. Everything happens through astrology. I've always said you don't really have free will, and at least for me, because it's the choices that you make. But when I start diving in my chart, I was like, everything is in my chart. It was written, baby. Everything is going according to how you designed it and described it, because at the end of the day, it's you that built this avatar, decided what you came to do here, decided your purpose. So it's like, yeah, you have free will, but no, you don't have free will. I will explain that according to, on the hand of the experiences and what I'm sharing. But I also experienced the karmic soulmate. I've experienced the fake twin flame. And now I am on my journey with my true twin flame, which when I think about it, it's unreal, because with my relationships, I am born here. I'm born here in the city where I live right now, in the Netherlands. I'm born here. And all 3 of those men are imported. All 3 of these men were imported to the city, country where I live in. Not only were they not born here, their parents took them from where they lived. And one was in Africa, one was in the Caribbean, or 2 were in the Caribbean, and one was in Africa. The parents took them not only to the country where I live, but down to the city that I live. I've been to high school with one. That was my high school sweetheart. That was my first one. That was the karmic soulmate. One was always orbiting. We were always orbiting around each other, but there was always a veil. We were always at the same places at the same time, but we never saw each other. I knew his cousin. I didn't know him. The other one came, our souls recognized each other instantly. But I was in a relationship in my first relationship. And I was like, no, this can't be it. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So that's why I realized on this Jupiter, Sun, Kazimi in Leo on this 29th of July, 2026, and this bug full moon that's coming in Aquarius. I realized, it all became clear to me. I need to share my story. That's my testimony. I need to share everything for the collective to understand that everything is written. Everything is written. Everything goes exactly as you designed it to go. I don't really know, but I am taking up this assignment. I tried everything else. If you look at my page, you've seen different things come by of me because I was moving away. I didn't want to share my hurt. It's not that I'm sharing my hurt, but it was what I suffered the most by, was by my relationships, my closest relationships. And I did the work, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna use that to share, but that's what you came here. You come here to heal your Chiron and use the knowledge that you acquire from it to help others. Less from the fact that I just see, because I'm a Scorpio, I see people's pain. I see your shadow. I see what's causing your suffering. And that's your shadow. That's all that you suppress within yourself. I see that. I got excellent pattern recognition because I'm also on the spectrum. I'm also neurodivergent. I think everybody's neurodivergent, but that's for another day. So, but that neurodivergency is just you being a multidimensional, that you're functioning on different dimensions. Here on this realm, it's meant that you function on 3 dimensions. That's why it's called 3D. You're on your three lower chakras. That's where they try to keep you. But I got my higher chakras are open. The crown, third eye, and the throat was blocked, and my heart chakra was blocked. So I had the 3 lower chakras that keeps you in this duality, in this dense, let's call it hell, because that's hell. Hell is a state of mind. If you're suffering, if you're living from fear, baby, that's hell. When you've got peace of mind, when you've got clarity, that's heaven. When you got love, unconditional love for yourself and everything and everyone around you, that's heaven. So heaven and hell are a state of mind. And the heart is the gateway of connecting the two, the lower dimensions and the higher dimensions. And they blocked our hearts here through the trauma that they caused. And that's for a reason. When you felt so much pain, you will close your heart. You will stop protecting. You will build a wall around it. And even though I got hurt so much, I was still like, I refused to let them. I closed it a little, but I refused to let my love, I refused to close my heart. I refused. But with that refusal, I was like, okay, but if you're not allowing this pain, these people, these things, these events, close your heart, then you need to find a way to get around it. And I've always known that you attract what you are, what's vibrating in you. It's frequency. I've always known everything is frequency and vibrations. I didn't know how I know, I just knew. I just knew. So, I don't know how long I'm going to make these things. I don't want to make them too long for you to drop off because, like, baby, you've been talking for 45 minutes now. So I'm thinking how I'm going to do this. I am going to split them up. Yes, I'm going to split them up. I don't know really how, because I will try to stick to one subject, but they're all linked. It's all correlating. So I will just blab it away and maybe cut the videos up or something. I don't know. But where was I? Oh yeah, with the places that I refuse to let my heart close. I said, okay, what inside of me vibrates at the same frequency as all this bullshit that I am attracting? All these so-called love, which are trying to destroy me. And that's also, this realm is, because the thing is, I come from a lineage, you see, but I also did black magic. So somewhere down the line, someone made an agreement with an entity to feed off of the lineage energy. And I, as the generational curse breaker, I'll always, as long as I could remember, when people say, oh, this runs in the family, I would be like, nah, that ends here. This shit ends here. Little did I know what generational curse breaker really meant, but that was after the awakening. I found out, like, damn, this shit is serious. But because it was that thing attacking me from all angles, always, because it knew that I was the one that came to sever that contract. So it would attack me through my loved ones, to my siblings, my parents, my lovers, my friends, through everything. Because the thing is, if you do not heal your traumas, if you do not heal the wounds that are within you, that are within your shadow, that's a permission slip for the darker, lower vibrational energies to use you to fulfill their purpose. I will say that again. If you do not heal the wounds within you, your traumas, you are giving lower vibrational entities a permission to use you to fulfill their purpose. I didn't know it worked that way also. But I knew darkness needed permission. But when I would see it, especially in your partner, because in your love relationships, that's when you are the most close, the most emerged. So they can hurt you the most. And when I would see the change in my partner's eyes, that no, and I would feel the energy change, I would be like, that's not my partner. But who is that? What is that? And then I would be confused. And then I would step back, like, okay, now, step back. But that made me wonder, because I knew darkness needed permission. People make deals with the so-called devil. And I'm like, I know, at least I think my partner didn't make a deal with the devil, didn't give them permission, so how is it possible that they can be taken over? I was confused about that. until I heard that. I think it was Bashar who said that. I don't know for sure. It's been a while back that I had heard that. But when I heard that, it all made sense. It all made sense like, oh, that's it. Because the thing is, these lower vibrational entities, they feed off fear, lower vibrational energies, especially fear. And that's why they keep us stuck at a lower vibrational frequency, because I think fear, and there's another one, despair or something. I think they vibrate until a level of 140, I think. I don't know for sure, don't pin me on it. Fear is at 100 hertz vibration. And I think you got despair, and that's like 140. So if you vibrate above 140, darkness, lower vibrational entities no longer have a hold on you. They can't feed because they can vibrate higher. So when I found that out, I was just like, because I found that out, because I was like, okay, if I vibrate in this frequency and I tracked this, I don't like this. I don't want this. So what do I gotta do to vibrate higher so that I don't attract this bullshit anymore? And that's when I discovered, like, okay, now I need to heal. Okay, what inside of me was vibrating at the same frequency as these people around me that I was attracting. And that's when I started on my healing journey. And when I started healing, I started discovering, oh, it are my limiting thoughts and beliefs. And from there, I noticed that there are programs, because if you repeat a thought and belief often enough, it becomes an automatic program. It runs itself. So no, I got these programs. So I dove into these programs. And then I came to the point that I realized, oh, these are illusions. The things I believe, a lot of them are not reality. It's an illusion. I believe that I can't stand on my own 2 feet. That's an illusion. The belief that I couldn't make it as a single parent, that was an illusion. But that was illusion strong enough, with fears hanging on it, strong enough to make me believe that I couldn't do it and stay in a situation that I shouldn't be staying in. You see that? So when I started healing, I had my awakening. I had my awakening after everything fell into pieces. And everything that fell into pieces was also exactly at my Saturn return. I was 28 when my whole life came crumbling down. Everything that I had built until that moment. We had a two finance household. I had the family, the white picket fence. We had a nice car. We had everything. And everything came crumbling down. Why? Because it was built on an unstable foundation. I was not happy. I couldn't be myself. I was being controlled and restricted by my partner. I was being controlled and restricted by my parents. I was not my authentic self. I was trying to fit in this box that I shouldn't be fitting in. So on my 28th, a month after my 28th birthday, Saturn came by and then pew, and knocked this. Now it tested me. It tested my tower. It tested everything I built. But the foundation was crap. So everything came crashing down. Everything came crashing down. Everything that I tried and worked so hard to hold on to, hold together, because I knew it wasn't, but I was afraid I couldn't do it by myself. I was afraid that was the biggest fear, that I couldn't do it by myself. So I stayed. But that was also the generational pattern that I came to break, that I didn't realize until I saw my chart. That's right. It's all over the place. But I need to tell for those being on the same journey, because we're with a lot of us here. We are a lot of angels who volunteered to came down, especially this time during this ascension of Mother Earth herself, to come and help the collective ascend also. So I need to tell my story, even though I don't want to. I'm obligated, because that's what I came here for. I came here into hell, into darkness, to free my lineage, to rise from darkness to light and share that story. I've done the first two, and now I'm fulfilling my purpose. The reason why I came here is to let you see and know and experience that you can ascend, that it's possible, that you can be a sovereign being, free, living and experiencing this life the way you want to, not according to how society and the people around you believe that you are supposed to function and experience this realm. You came here alone. You'll be leaving alone. And you came here for your mission. You know why you came here deep down, underneath all that conditioning, underneath all those projections. Because I know you've been projected on. If you're here watching this, you are me, I am you, and we're on this journey together. What I experienced, I know you are experiencing, have experienced. So let's just come together and realize and take our power back. Show that you're empowered, how powerful you are, and that everything that you are going through or are experiencing is because of your power. It's the lower vibrational, it's darkness, it's the shadow trying to suppress you. Because when you find out who and what and whose you are, baby, they lose control. And even though it's all not really real, because it's a simulation. It's a game. It's Sims. It's Mario. It's the movies. It's the Hunger Games. It's whatever. It's for your soul to experience this realm. And you are here to experience this realm the way you want to. And there are some beings that came here and hijacked this realm because they don't want to go back home for some reason. That is also, that's the truth. That's truth. That's part of this experience. But at the end of the day, and they try to trap you here. That's the thing. They trap you here because if you come here and because now you come into their realm, this three-dimensional 3D experience, this duality is what they created. It's what they created. And they try to trap you here because they cannot create from themselves because they are disconnected from source. So they need your light energy to create this realm. And how they do that, they keep you stuck in your lower 3 chakras. They control, alt, delete your ass when you come down here so you don't remember who you are or what you came to do here. But you come here and you start on this journey of remembrance, at least if that's what your soul agrees. because it's also your soul that decides if you wake up during this lifetime, yes or no. But if you did wake up, like me, during this lifetime, if you're here, you are waking up, or you have waken up, you are here to remember the others that are still asleep, to trigger them to wake up. Or are you here to trigger them? I don't know if you're here to trigger them. At least here to be an example of someone who's woken up and making this 3D thing work for them instead of working for the 3D. Do you get what I am trying to put down? Because it's all these different dimensions, it's all these different timelines, it's all these everything at once now. So I'm going to try. Oh, damn, I've been talking for 40 minutes now. I am going to try and explain this as 3D possible for y'all to understand. But I'm taking all of this esoteric and bringing it through me and dropping it on your table. Yeah. Because everything, all the tools are for you to remember. The astrology, the Reiki, all the healing modalities, all the numerology, everything, the crystals, everything's a tool. This body is a tool. Everything is a tool to help you remember who and what and whose you are. Everything. And to need for you to wake up and come to the realization that not everybody is here to wake up, and that not everybody is here from love. It's a choice, a free choice, a free will choice your soul made. That if you are the one in the family that woke up, that had your spiritual awakening, that is the generational curse breaker, is the black sheep, whatever they call it, you need to realize that you are the light in the dark. That you are the angel that volunteered to come down and free that lineage from the darkness, to free them of this wheel of reincarnation, because they have been stuck on it for so long, they can't seem to get it out, get out of it, get off of it. And you are the one that came in as the light into the darkness. That's why you are under attack so much. To free that lineage, to sever that cord with whatever entity somebody way back made an agreement with. You are the one that came down to sever that cord and free them of that wheel of reincarnation. And you need to understand, that the darkness, that entity that was feeding off that lineage for so long, doesn't want their food to be cut off. So they will do anything and everything to distract you and keep you off of it. A lot of us, sadly, succumbed to the pressure. And they did what they needed to do for them to end their suffering. But if you're still here, remember, you are stronger than a MF. And you probably did what you did what you came to do. And if not, I'm here to tell you, baby, you are doing it. Just keep hanging in there. Do you. Keep pushing. And I know that if you are a generational curse breaker, now with this internet thing, maybe you have found your tribe already. Maybe you're still searching, like I am searching. But this is also for letting you know you are not alone. There's more of us. There's a lot of us, but we have been spread over this planet because we had to go through it and get out of the other side. And when you get out of the other side, that's when You will find your family. As I 444, as I say all the time. You will find your soul tribe, because we all volunteered to be here, and we're doing the work. You've done the work, still doing the work, and if you're here, welcome, soul family. Welcome to my tribe. Welcome to the community, and welcome and thank you for all that you have done and sacrificed until now. I know you do not get the appreciation, the credit, or the acceptance from those around you as you wanted and needed to. But no, I am here. I accept you. I appreciate you. I love you. I know what you are going through. And I am here with you. You are not alone. We're on this journey together, and we've been doing a great job. We're doing a fantastic job until now. Look at the state of the world. Yes, it looks like it's burning down, but that's because we woke up and did what we came to do. So baby, these changes that are coming, this awakening that is rapidly soaring right now, is because of you. It's because of us doing the work. So be proud and keep pushing. And I will see you in the next one, because I've been rambling for 46 minutes now. And I need to stop. So I'll see you in the next one. With the next story, I don't know, but we'll see. Thank you for listening if you stayed for so long. Like and subscribe if you like my rambling. This is me. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it is, welcome, and let's get on this crazy journey together. See you in the next one. Love you.